this is 4 weeks after the last video. This is the second part of how to best bottle your beer with the I-Tap, but this is about not oxidizing your beer, so it doesn't really only have to do with the I-Tap, so you can get great value out of this experiment even if you have a beer gun or whatever ways you are bottling your beer. We did a vote and you wanted me to wait 4 weeks. I've done this experiment earlier, but then I waited only 1 week. I will link to all those videos down below, and also if you haven't watched the first part, maybe you should go and watch that. Links down below in the description, then come back and watch this one. Today we're gonna see how these different methods has been working out over time, and today 4 weeks in. We also have the control here still in the keg to compare that also, so we can compare the different bottling methods and the control, which haven't been touched. Nice. Yes, let's kick it. I'm Dr. Hans, this is Dr. Hans Brewery, my channel about beer and homebrewing. Bought some glasses here for this experiment, but I'm gonna start and look how these bottles have developed. And the stupid beer, well, yeah, it turned almost like 2 days in. But this is how the beer bottles looked after 1 week. So I didn't see any difference at all after 1 week. Of course, we see that in the stupid one, the control one, the one you wanted, where I left some headspace there and shook it. That turned almost instantly, and there you can see that it does really matter how you bottle your beer. If you do stupid things like that, it really matters. Another thing we have to really think about also, this beer was fermented under pressure, and I think that is an awesome way, an awesome start to keep oxygen out. Let's look at it now 2 weeks in. I can't really say that I see any difference 2 weeks in either. And if we look back at the first experiment, after 1 week I didn't get anything. I tried it, I couldn't tell it from the original one, the untouched one. I want to see how this turns out in week 4, but before that let's look at it in week number 3. So the stupid one, the one with the headspace, it's totally trashed, of course, but it was that still in week number 1 and 2. But the other ones, I still can't see a difference. So let's just move on to week number 4. Looking at it now, week 4, I can't really see a difference between those different bottles, but we still have the control. So here we have the bottles, week 4 in. I have lights and shit, we're gonna do this properly, and also we'll try with the control in the end. But I can't really see any difference between these ones. Of course, this one really suck. But you wanted it, I'm just doing what I'm told. If you haven't watched the first video, the first one, I didn't flush with CO2 at all, so there could be a lot of oxygen still in the bottle there. The second one I flushed once with CO2 before filling it. The third one I flushed twice before filling it. And the fourth one flushed first with a soda stream, and then I flushed it twice. I think you have to watch the video at least once, maybe twice, and then I filled it. So if this matters, this should be the worst, and this should be the best, and this should really suck. And yeah, this sucks. So now we know that these things matter. This is what it looks like if it's oxidized. And the beer is one of the beers from the Shake and Brew series. It's the Shake and Brew Citra. I will link down to that video down below. Are you guys excited? Let's open these ones up and compare them and try them, and in the end try it with the control. Putting out these videos takes a lot of my time, so if you like what I do here and want to see me be able to continue this, please consider supporting on Patreon, becoming a channel member, or buy me a beer or have PayPal link all down below. Thank you so much for you guys who actually do help out. I bought some new glasses. Speaking of spending money, should we try this in order? I don't know if I want to try this actually. Let's see if we can turn this lightsaber on. Welcome. Yes, now we can see a little better because it's really hard to like film beer. I can't see any difference at all. Of course, we need to also compare this with the original, but just from color, I can't see that it's better to like be super anal about flushing your bottle, which I actually believed, than not doing it at all. But of course, leaving a headspace, not okay. And also, maybe, thumbnail opportunity. When bottled this, I showed you why I like to use PET bottles, that I like to squeeze them and then cap them to get all of the headspace out. Headspace is important. There was a lot of air in here and the O2 in that air totally destroyed this beer. Let's pour this so we can try them. Not this, someone else can have it. Small hiss. Smells nice. This is a really good beer, and one of my channel members actually brewed it and he thought it was really nice also. That's super fun. As you can see, good level of carbonation after 4 weeks in the bottle, even though it's a PET bottle. I have no problems with PET bottles, but I know some of you guys do. Of course, I like glass bottles, as you do. Better pour there, better head. Everyone loves a good head. Links down below to the Everyone Loves Good Head t-shirt. Also to my Amazon storefront, where you found a lot of stuff I use for brewing, for kegging, for serving, for filming, and also for 3D printing and more. So check that out. Okay, so we got it in the glass now. It's a little bit disturbing that we didn't get as good head on that one. I can't see any difference in color, but we still have to compare it with the one that's still in the keg. Let's have a sniff. Still hoppy. Is this good content? So this should be the worst one, and this should be the best one. I feel like Brulosophy. I can't sense any difference. But okay, let's taste them. Cheers. I get to have 5 beers today. Cheers. Taste fresh. If a beer is oxidized, like this one, you get like a, some people say they get like a cardboardy taste to it. I get like sweet jam taste. Almost for me tastes like strawberry jam. That's why I don't like strawberries in beer. Reminds me of that jammy strawberry thing. Okay, the second one. No. This video suck. But remember that we have the control. We're gonna compare it with the control in color and in taste also. Because this has been stored at room temp for 4 weeks. As you wanted. I think the most important is to compare it to this one. The first one. There's no need to like trying to blind taste this, because no. There's absolutely no difference. You don't have to bother with the soda stream. You don't have to bother with flushing it before filling it if you consume it in 4 weeks. One inspiration I had to get into oxidization is from a Swedish beer blogger called Gustav Lind, who says the iTap will oxidize the bottles. You should give it a go, Gustav, because 4 weeks and I didn't even flush that one. So I can't see that just because it feels from the side. This was a hoppy beer. You should give it a go and test it for yourself. Of course it matters if you're doing stupid things like this one. Enough talking, let's whip out the control. But before that, comment. What do you think of this experiment? Are you surprised or not? Let me know. Let's do an epic pour of the control one. This is straight from the Shake and Brew keg. This was brewed and fermented in the keg, and I haven't touched it. I have filled up these bottles, but we haven't opened it since dry hopping, that is. Okay, can you put some music on? Yeah, okay, thank you, doctor. Let's do this. Epic pour. If you come in a little bit closer, yeah, that's better, okay? Are you ready? This, my friend, is good content. Beautiful. Look at that head. What a beautiful head. What a beautiful head. So we have the control now. Should we top this up? Everyone loves good head. Speaking of the Shake and Brew, what beer do you want to see in the Shake and Brew series next? There is a difference. Yes! Here we can see really good difference. Let me get the light. Now it's good content. Can you see it? I can see it. I can see that there is a difference. So all beers have oxidized in 4 weeks. They had not in 1 week. Here we have the original. And I don't know how well you can see that color shift. Well, I can see it. There is a difference in color. This is brighter, or lighter in color. So maybe Gustav Lind was right after all. We don't know, but there is a difference, right? Okay. This is hoppy. This is number 1, so this is the first one. This should be the worst one. Let me try this one. Color-wise, it's a massive difference. Not so much on the taste or the scent. This is hard. No. One more time. There is a difference here in color, but I can't say really that there is a difference in taste or in aroma, which kind of surprises me as maybe as much as you. If you are into hoppy beers, why don't you check out my best black IPA recipe and try to brew that and let me know what you think about it. And if you're not into black IPAs, which you should, maybe this video is better for you, or try to click any one of these 2 buttons. Okay, Dr. Hans out. See you in the next one. Hej då!